taking place at 4:30 p.m. Check out the catalog on www.exclusivegenetics.com and buy yourself a bucking ball.
Were pretty encouraging.
Well, overall, Jeff, I was extremely impressed. I mean, mostly 3-year-old bulls. You had some bulls like Final Judgment and Black Don't Crack that super impressed me, you know, as little bulls that really tried to buck hard. Jackrabbit didn't surprise me. I mean, I said before with Boudreaux, I thought he was one of the rankest bulls. If they could have just got that bull ridden another second or two, they could have won this whole deal. But how about Joe Black takes and puts that matchup with Dangerous Doug, wins herself $7,000, putting together the best matchup. And you know, Jeff, that's what it's all about here is these bucking bull games. We have all kind of games that we try to let people win by owning bulls or playing these games. And now we're going to do our fantasy games.
Yeah, one thing reason I wanted to bring you out to interview you was last year at this, let's go back to OMG. OMG in 2011 won the $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. That year in the Exclusive Genetics program, that's what it was all about. It was just get into the $1 million Buck and Bull Championship and try and be one of the top 25 there. As the years have progressed with Exclusive Genetics, you've added more and more to the pot here, really. We have the Champions Tour now, $1 million Buck and Bull and Rider Tournament. You've put this under one banner now called Bucking Bull Games. Why don't you tell us a little about Bucking Bull Games, how much the payouts were in Las Vegas during the National Finals Rodeo, and how this event has been enhanced since last year?
Well, it just keeps getting better, Jeff, with the support of bringing on new customers, being able to get in good venues like this, the Academy of Country Music. You know, I was telling somebody a minute ago, it's kind of annoying, you know, in one sense, all the sound, all the music, all the trucks, but in another sense, it's really exciting. You're right here in the middle of something, this big festival. We're paying out $250,000. We're streaming over the satellite. There's people watching in Africa right now, people watching all across the country to see what bulls are going to win. And one of our long-term goals is to take the Rider Tournament to television. And the more we get of these older bulls, the easier it'll be to get our own bull rider following with these own bulls and really create some great matchups. And as you've seen, 2 of the 3 bulls right there didn't even get ridden that's in the top 3, and that's what makes this interesting with this bull and rider tournament.
I just mentioned that Joe Black won $7,000 in the Bull and Rider Calcutta. You have something coming up now called Buck and Bull Fantasy Games. This is something new that's being added to the mix as part of the entire Buck and Bull Games program also. It's another Calcutta in a sense. Why don't you tell us a little about this? It's a bull matchup.
Well, you know, here, Jeff, it is really a Calcutta, but we want to introduce people to what is coming on Buck and Bull TV. And while you're going to want to be a subscriber there, you're going to want to have your own log on, and you're going to want to follow, because what we're going to have in the future starting in July is we're going to have every week where you can go on and you can play fantasy games. We will have the list of bulls competing at that event that weekend. You'll be able to click on and get their scores, and you'll have to pick one bull that scored 86 or higher, one bull that's averaged between 84 and 86, one bull that scored less than 84, and you're going to get to create your own team. We've kind of created the teams for them this week, but coming, you'll get to create your own team. But let me tell you what we're going to do today, Jeff. If y'all would all turn to page 4 of your catalog, and if you're watching out there, you can call in and you can bid and you can play fantasy games. Here's the beauty of this fantasy games we're fixing to play. There's 22 teams. There's one underdog bull, one champions class bull on each team. Unlike other competitions, you have to add both your bull scores together to win. And unlike most Calcuttas, you already know what the payout is. If you looked at number 3 of the rules, first place is going to pay $1,500. You don't have to sit there and try to calculate it or figure it and wonder what it's going to pay. First is $1,500, second is $750, third is $500, and fourth is $250. We're going to start every team at $150 and go in increments of $50, and you know you can win $1,500. That's pretty exciting.
Absolutely. I'm going to let Billy James get back to his spot with our auctioneer, Randy Compton, and we're going to start Buck and Bull Fantasy Games. Just want to remind everybody, if you're watching on EGTV, more Buck and Bull action coming your way. 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time, EG's Champions Tour finale, $10,000 to the winner of the underdog class, a class constructed for bulls that never scored beyond 84 points. Then back at 7:45 Pacific Time, 7:45 Pacific Time, second section, 10 bulls, 10 riders in the exclusive genetic $1 Million Bull and Rider Tournament. So I'm going to turn it back now to our auctioneer, Randy Compton, and Billy James, who's going to announce the matchups.
All right, we're going to start. Get your catalogs open. Open them wide there. Team number one in the champions class is a bull called Downwind. And in the underdog class is a bull called Sheriff Taylor. Now you're going to see all these bulls in the right-hand column buck. As soon as we finish this Fantasy Games Calcutta, you'll get to know what one of your two bulls do. The other bull is going to buck tomorrow, so you'll have to wait tomorrow to get your total team score. I like this team. The most consistent bull in the champions class has got to be Downwind. He's going to go one jump, turn back to the right, and get it on. Sheriff Taylor gets in the air, bucks hard, spins sometimes, doesn't spin. Long term, I think Sheriff Taylor's a top 5 bull. This could be a good matchup. The very first team, and all you have to do is bid $150. The house is in at $100. You bid $150, and you can get the first team. Randy, let's sell them.
I got a $100 bid, and it'll give me $150 to go. It'll give me $150 there. $150 now, it'll give me $150. I got a $100 bid now, $50, $150 now, $200, it'll give me $200. I got a $150 bid and $200, it'll give me $200 there. Here she goes. $150 bid now, $150 bid now, $200. Anybody else? $200, thank you, and $250, and $250. I got $200 bidding now, $250 to get a $250, $250 to get a $250, $250, and $300 now to get a $300 there to get a $300, and $300. I got $250 bidding, $300. Here she goes, $300 now, $350, and $350 to get a $350. I got $300 bidding now, $350 to get a $350. It's the opportunity, $350. It'll give me $350. I got $300 bidding now, $350. Sold it your way, $300.
Grayson Swalen buys. Grayson Swalen, correct, Grayson? Yep. And Bob Wisnat. So Swalen and Wisnat buy that one, Kay. Swalen and Wisnat buy the first team. Let's move to our second team. And here's another really good team right here. On Yourself, the Mossy Oak Mudslinger Buck Day and Barbecue Champion, and Fair Catch, Little Fever's Rising Bull that's really coming on strong. Should get in the air and turn back to the left. A nice team right here, and all we need is $150.
We got 100 down now, 150 to get a 150, 100 bidding now, 50 to get me 150 now, 200 to get me 200, 200. I got your 150 now, 200 to get 200. I got 150 bidding, 200 to get 200 now, 200 to go to get me 200. I got 150 bidding now, 200 to get 200. Here she goes, once, twice, third time's a charm, 200. Sold it, 150.
Where we at? Is that Donna Tesh? Donna Tesh buys. Bruce and Donna Tesh from Columbus, Texas buy. And get them a good one. Boy, I like this next team right here. Jumpin' Jack Flash. I think this bull long term is a favorite to win the $500,000, and he could win. He could easily win both the underdog class and the champions class this weekend. And Snake Bit, he's just as honest as it gets. Open the gate. I'm going to turn back to the left and get it on. Let's sell this team. All we need is $150.
I got 100 bidding now, 50 to get a 150 there, 150 to go to get a 150, 150 and 200 to get me 200 bidding now, 50, 250 to get a 250. Lori's in at 200, 250 to get me 250 to get me 250, 250 and 300. Lori in to get me 3, and 300 to go to get me 300 now to get me 3, 250 bidding now, 3. Sold it your way.
Bob Wisnat buys. Bob Wisnat buys $250, correct? $250. All right, boy, here's a team to buy right here. Camouflage, the Gold Buckle Challenge champion. In this bull, every time he's been to 4 or 5 events, and you can count on him. 1 or 2 jumps, lots of kick, turn back to the left. And Toxic Reaper, I'm talking about automatic finished third at the last underdog class. I'm looking for Toxic Reaper to be a top 2 or 3 bull this weekend in the underdog. A great match right here. Team number 4, we need $150.
I got 100 bidding now, 150 to get me 150 to go, to give me 150. I got hundreds all, 150 now, 200 to 200 to go, to give me 200. I got 150 bidding, 200 to get 200 there to go, to give me 200.
Yep.
You say 200 now, 250 to get 250 back in, 250. 200 bidding now, 250 to get 250. 250 and 300. And 300 to go, to give me 300. 300 now, Lori's in, 300, 350 Lori. And 350 to get a 350 now, to get a 350. I got 350, 400, 400 now to go, to give me 400. I got 350 bidding, 4 to give me 400. You're incorrect, 400. 350 bidding, 4 to give me 4. Sold it to you, $350.
Bruce and Donna Tesh right there from Columbus, Texas, and they had Columbus, Texas bidding against them over here in Bob Wisnat. So Bruce and Donna from Columbus won that matchup. All right, this has got to be one of the favorites for the weekend. Miss Kitty's Peacemaker, my pick to be the champion this weekend in the champions class, and Tippy Toes, as solid as it gets, a major pain, turns back to the left in the gate. A great team. We need $150.
We got 150, 100 where? 150 to get 150. I got 100 bidding 50 now to 50. You say 50, 150 to get 150. I got 150 and 200 and 200 to go to give me 200 now to get 200. What do you say? 200, 200. Thank you now. 250 and 250 to go to 250 to get me 250. 250 and 300 and 300 now to get me 3 to get me 300. 250 bidding 300 and 300 now to get me 300. 250 bidding now 300. Sold it your way, Lori. 250.
Boy, y'all stole one there. Who got that one? The Moggs? Yes. Is that correct? The Moggs, Jason Manat. I'm sorry, that's the Meads. I'm saying the Moggs. I know them as good as I know anybody. I knew it was you, the Meads. We got the Meads by that one right there, and they got a good one. All right, here's another good one right here. Cardiac Kid and Got You Again. Got You Again, the only Wildfire Son, right in the gate to the left. And Cardiac Kid, maybe the hardest bucking bull here. Sometimes goes a jump or two too far, but when this bull learns to go in the gate, he's going to be a 90-point bull. Let's get $150.
Another opportunity. We got 100 bidding now. 150 to get a 150 to go. To give me 150. I got 100 bidding 50 to get me 150 there. 150 to get a 150. 100's all. I got 100 bidding. I got your bid now. 150 and 200 and 200. I got 150 there. 200 to get a 200. I got 150 bidding 2 to give me 200 now. To give me 200. I got a 150 now too. 150 bidding now. 200. Anybody else? 150 bidding now. 200. Sold it to you. Sitting down in the green. 150.
I can't see there. Kay, can you? You got it. They got it over there. Yeah, I see her nodding her head. Well, thank you very much. Boy, here's a good one here. Major Trask. My opinion, the best major pain bull in the event. Should be a jump and around the gate, the right spin, and Big Legit. The bull still owned by EG, going to be sold soon. A bull I think can win the $500,000 right here. Big Legit and Major Trask. Let's get $150.
Oh, we got 100 now, 150. I got a 150 to go. I got 150. I got 100 bidding now, 50, 150 now, 200. I got Lori in at 150 and 200. Lori's in, 150 now, 200. Give me 200. 200 to go to give me 200. Lori is in, 150 bidding now, 200 here. 200 now to give me 200.
You're not in, Carl.
I got 150, 200 Lori. You're in 200 now, 250 to get a 250, and 250 and 300 to get me 300 now, to get a 300 to get me 300. 250 bidding now, 300. Sold it to you, Lori's way, 250.
Who we got there? David Hale? David Hale from Alaska buys. A good buy there. Next, team number 8, Proforma. Formerly Chip on a Shoulder, second place at the Gold Buckle. And Easy Street, second place just a few weeks ago at Champions Tour number 2 underdog class. Watch out for Easy Street this weekend in the underdog class, and watch out for Performer. We need $150.
No, I got 100 bidding now, 50, 150 to go to 150, 150 to go to give me 150. I got 100s all, 150 to go to 150 now, 150 to go to 150. I got 100 bidding now, 50 to give me 150, 150, 150 to go to give me 150. I got 100 bidding now, 150, 150 now, 200 to get me 200. I got your 150 and 200 to get me 200 now to go to give me 200. 150 bidding now, 200. Sold it to you, 150.
Bruce and Donna Tish, Bob. Bruce and Donna Tish, thank you very much. Heck, fourth place pays $250, and you just got that one for $150. Great buy right there. All right, moving into the next one, Wilder Than Water. He's now been moved to the right-hand delivery. and he's been bucked once and right in the gate, jumped as high as the buck and shoot, turns back to right and spins. And Dirty Little Secret, another solid bull, spins right in the gate. A great team right here, Wild in the Water and Dirty Little Secret.
I got 100 bidding now, 150. I got a 150. I got 100 bidding, 50 now, 150 now, 200. I got to be 200 to go. It's going to be 200. I got a 150 now, 200. I got to be 200 to go. It's going to be 200. 150 bidding now, 200. It's going to be 200. 150's all 200. Sold to ya.
Where are we at?
Lori's bidder. Michigan.
That's the Moggs. The Michigan man right there. Jason and Amy Mogg by. They both got beards. I was close, you know. They both got facial hair. All right, moving right on to the next one. And man, oh man, Wheel of Fortune right here. The winner of the last underdog class scored 86 1/4. Can no longer play in the underdog class. Watch out for this bull. And who's got the mustard? Intentionally didn't enter the championship too because they scared of him scoring over 84. This is a great team right here.
Another opportunity. We got 100 bidding now, 50. I got a 150 now, 200. I got a 200. 200 to go. It's going to be 200. I got 150 bidding now, 200. I got 200. 150's all. It's going to be 200 to go. It's going to be 200 now, 200 where? It's going to be 200. 150 now, 200. 200. Thank you now, 250. And 250, Lori, 250 bidding now, 300. I got a 3. I got a 300 now, 300 to go. 300. 300. Sold it. $250.
Is that the Moggs again? The Michigan man and woman right there. Jason and Amy Mogg. All right, now we're going with formerly known Big Tito, now Detroit Tiger, and the good little Fevers Rising Bull Hard-Headed. We need $150.
I got 100 down now, 150. I got a 150 to go. It's going to be 150. I got 100 bidding now, 50 there, 50, 150 now, 200. 200 to go. It's going to be 200. I got a 150 now, 200. 200 now. It's going to be 200. I got a 150 now, 200. Sold it to you. 150.
The Moggs, they're getting them. If you buy them all, you'll definitely win. That a way to go, Jason and Amy Mogg. All right, I like this team. I like this team as good as any one of them. Jungle Mud, the Carrillo Bull, that at the first two events we thought he was going to win it. He was just out of winning it. A good bull, Jungle Mud, and Big Twist, a bull that's coming on strong right there out of that Twisted Lady cow. Let's sell it.
We got 100 now, 150. I got a 150 to go. I got a 150 now, 200. 200 now, 250. Lori, 250. I got a 250. 250. I got a 250. I got 200 bidding now, 250. I got a 250. 250 and 300. And 300 now, 350. I got a 350. And 350. I got 300 bidding now, 350. I got a 350. 350 now, 4. And 400 to go. It's gonna be 4. 400 now. It's gonna be 400. Go ahead. It's only money. 400. It's gonna be 400. 400 now, 450. And 450 to go. It's gonna be 450. It's gonna be 450. What do you say? 450. 450 and 500. And 500 now. It's gonna be 5. It's gonna be 500. One more time. 500. 500. Sold it. Lori's way. 450.
David Hale buys. David, and I should mention his lovely wife, Laurel Hale. David and Laurel Hale there from Fairbanks, Alaska. How about this next team right here? Comeback Kid, the great Comeback Kid, being featured tomorrow in National Bucking Bull Day as one of the 5 best scorers so far this year in the champions class. And Super Shannon, a good solid bull there, jump and kick a couple and turn back either way. A good team again.
I got a $100 bidding now, 50. I got a 150. No go 150. I got a 150. I got 100 bidding now, 50. I got to be 150 now, 200. I got 200 to go. I got to be 200. 150 bidding now, 200. I got to be 200. 200 to go. 150 bidding now, 200. Sold it to you for 150.
Bruce and Donna? Bruce and Donna Tish. Bruce and Donna Tish by. Well, this next team, it must be meant to be. They drew up together and they both got Jungle in their name. Jungle Wizard, the good little bull owned by Charlie Thomas. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Jungle Wizard, owned by Bob Wisnat from Columbus, Texas. The great little bull also being featured tomorrow in the top 5. And welcome to the Jungle, owned by the Moggs. This is a team to buy right here.
I got 100 bidding now, 150. I got a 150 to go. It's gonna be 150. It's gonna be 150. I got 100 bidding now, 150. I got a 150 now, 200. It's gonna be 200. I got ahead of you, Billy. 150 bidding now, 200. It's gonna be 200. 150 bidding now, 200. It's gonna be 200 there. 200 now. It's gonna be 200. I got 150 out there. 200. It's gonna be 200. I got 150 here. 150 out front. 200. It's gonna be 200. Where you at? I got 150 and 200. I got it out front. 200.
I got
200. It. 200 now. 250. It's gonna be 250 and 250. It's gonna be 250. Billy's in 250. It's gonna be 250. I got 200 bidding now. 250. 250. What does they say? Sold it to you, 200.
Bob Wisnat, Columbus, Texas buys. Bob Wisnat wins that battle. All right, here's another really good team. Lavalanche scored 88 points at Champions Tour with number 1. And Little Bo Cephas, let's get 150.
I got 100 bidding now, 150, I got 150 to go, it'll give me 150. I got 100 bidding now, 150 now, 200, get 200 to go, it'll give me 200 now, 200, it'll give me 200. I got 150 now, 200, 150 bidding, 200 now, it'll give me 200, 200 to go, and here she goes, 150 to bidding now, 200. Sold it, Lori's way, 150.
Who we got? Raise a hand there or something. The Reeds, at Rhonda Reed. Rhonda Reed buys there from Austin, Texas, buys her bull, Avalanche. Four brothers stunting like my daddy. Man, you got to like this team right here. Candy Cartel won the first Champions Tour, 89.4 points. And Rough Mother Bucka, owned by Jamie Franz here in Las Vegas. This bull is coming on strong, and this should be a good team. $150.
Don't say that too fast. We got $100 bidding now, 150 and 200, 200 bidding now, 50 to get a 250, 250 and 300. Lori, it'll give me 300, 300 now to get a 300, 250 bidding, 300 now, 350 to get a 350, and 350 to get a 350. We got 300 bidding, 350 and 400. Lori, to get me 400, to get me 4, 400 now to get me 400 now, 400. You say 450, 500, and 500 to get me 5, 450 bidding now. 400, 450. We got Lori at 400. It'll give me 450. It'll give me 450. 450. Lori's in at 400. 450. It'll give me 450. 400 bidding now. 450. Sold it to you. $400.
Is that Jamie up there? Jamie Franz buys her bull and got a great bull along with your bull in Candy Cartel. Goodbye there, Jamie. All right, team number 17, Moss the Boss, the highest scoring bull at any Champions Tour so far with a 90-point score. And Pinball Kid, a little bull that's coming on strong, owned by that group of people that Skippy Johnston put together. Moss the Boss and Pinball Kid.
We got 100 bidding now, 150 to go to 150 to go to 150 now, 200 to get a 200 there, 200 bidding now, 250 to get a 250, Lori 250 now, 300 to get a 3, 300 bidding now, 50, 350 to get a 350, and 350 to get a 350. We got 300 bidding, 350 to get a 350, 350, it's a good team, 350, 350 and 400, and 400 now to get me 400 to go, to get me 400, 400 to go, here she goes, 400, 350's all now, 400, what do they say, yes or yes, 400, 400, we got 350 bidding now, 400. Sold it to you, $350.
What we got? I can't see behind the microphone. I mean, who we got? Oh, they're giving their name to Kay. Okay, great. I kid you not, this next team is my favorite team going. I'm not Alexis and Chachaco. I tell you how much I like it. I'm going to put a $500 bid in for my son, Jonathan James. If you want to buy this team, you're going to have to bid over $500. We're in for $500.
We got 500. It'll give me 5.5. It'll give me 550. I would if I was you. 550. It'll give me 550. I got 500 bidding now. 5.5. 5.5. Make them buy it. 550. It'll give me 550. I got 550 now. 600. It'll give me 600. 600. You want back in? 600. It'll give me 600. I got 550 bidding now. 600. It'll give me 600. Here she goes. 550 bidding now. 600. Sold it to ya.
Huh? Who's bidding? Oh, down at the bottom? Bruce and Donna Tish? Okay, y'all pointing up top also. I think we got some confusion here. Yeah, I think we had a couple people bidding there. Why don't y'all just do it between those two? You got somebody in at 550.
I got down here at 550 up in the bleachers there. 600, gonna be 600. 600 now, 650, 650, and 700, gonna be 700, and 700 now, 650 bidding now, 700. Why not? 700. 700 bidding now, 750, gonna be 750, and 750 one more time, 750, 650, or 700, 750. Sold it to you, $700.
Skippy Johnston up there. Skippy Johnston buys for $700, and a great buy right there. Here's another good team right behind it. Unknown Fever entered in both classes right here. This bull is good. He sometimes goes a jump or two too far, but at the house, when he turns back in the gate, he's a high 80-point scorer. And Pink Wizard, that Tammy Pate bull that they held out just for the underdog, right in the gate to right. This should be a good team right here. Let's get $150.
I got 100 bidding now, 150 and 200. Getting 200 now, 200 bidding now, 250, 250 in the bleachers to your left, 250, 300. Going to be 300 now, 350, 350 and 4, 354 now, 450. Going to 450, 450. Going to be 450. I got 400 bidding, 450 and 500 and 500 now. To going to be 500, 550 and 550 now. To going to be 550 now, 600 and 600 to go. To going to be 600 now, 650. To go to 650 and 650 and 700 now. To go to get 700 now, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. I got 700, 7.5 and 800 now. To get 800 now, 800 now to go to 800, 750 bid now, 800. Sold it to you, $750.
Who we got? Is that Amy West? That a girl, Amy, and her new fiance, JR, right there. Owner of Painkiller there. You talk about a heartbreaker. She wins $100,000 there. Qualifies him here, and he comes up crippled a couple of weeks ago, and under Dr. Hooper's instruction, need to give him a couple of weeks off, and so she had to give him a break here and not bring him, but she's still here and just bought her a good team. All right, here's the bull I'm picking to have a breakout weekend, Thumper Bumper, and his compadre, Two-Way Yo, owned by Ramblin' Vero Ranch. This is a good team right here, Thumper Bumper and Two-Way Yo.
We got 100 bidding now, 150. I got 150 to go. I got 150. I got 100 bidding now, 50, 150 now, 200. Going to be 200. Lori's in at 150 and 200. Lori's in at 150, 200. Going to 200 now. To get 200 now, 250. I got 250 and 250 and 250. I got 250 and 300. I got 300 now, 300 now to go. 300. Going to be 300. 300 now, 350. I got 350 and 350. I got 350 now. 300 bidding now, 350. I got 350 and 350 and 350 and 400 and 400 to go. To get me 400 now, 350 bidding 400. Get 400. 350 bidding now, 400. Going to be 400. 350 bidding now, 400. Sold it Lori's way.
David and Laurel Hell we got just 2 teams left to sell, and then we're going to load the chutes and go with our underdog class tonight, and then we'll bring back them 10 bull riders and buck 10 more bulls. Here's a great team right here. Who's Seasick, the number 1 drafted bull in the all-in, and this bull, we bucked him a week or 2 ago at the house, and he was his old self right in the gate. I'm looking for big things out of him. And Blackjack Wizard, a nice team here. Let's sell it.
I got 100 bidding now, 50. I got 150 there, 150 to go. 150 now, 200 to 200. 150 bidding, 200 bidding now, 50. I got 250, 250, 250. You say 250. We got 200, 250 now, 300, 300 now, 350, I got 350, and 350 and 400 and 400 now, 5. I got 450 now, 500 now, 550 and 550 and 550 to go. To give me 550. I got 500 bidding now, 550. I got 550, 550. One more time, 550. I got 500 bidding, 550. Sold it to you for $500.
What we got? I can't see. Is that Bruce and Donatello? Okay, Bruce and Donatello. I thought it was a new person. I didn't realize you had a white cap on a minute ago. All right, Drained by Water right here. Your last chance tonight to get you a fantasy game team and win some money, and we're going to buck some bulls right here, guys. Load the chutes. Drained by Water, owned by Charlie Thomas and Danny Kless, and Double Cross, owned by 2 pair bucking bulls.
We got 100 bidding now, 150 to go to 150 now, 200 to 200 to go to give me 200. 150 bidding now, 200 to 200 there, 200 now to get 250. Or 200, 150 bid now, 2, to give me 200 there, 200 to give me 200, 150 bid, 200 now, 250, and 250 to give me 250, 250 now, 300 to 3 now, 300 to 300, 250 bid now, 300, and here she goes, 250 bid now, 300. Sold it to you, 250.
Is that Dennis? Yeah, Dennis Parker. Dennis Parker buys. We got us a full house of Alaskans this weekend, man. We got them all over the place. In every stand, I think the state of Alaska is represented. All right, I'm going to turn the mic back over to Jeff, I believe, Jeff Bressler, president of Bucking Bull TV. I'm going to ask the guys to load the chutes. Jerry Hargis coming up, and we're going to buck some bulls.
Bucking Bulls in the underdog class. We'll be back on Bucking Bull TV in just one moment.
Your chance to get the thrill of a lifetime has come to Las Vegas. 12 genetically packed yearling bulls, all eligible for the $500,000 first place payout in the 2015 $1 Million Bucking Bull Championship, are being offered for sale. Not only can you buy a bull, you can also watch him buck right after the sale. Make your plans now to join us on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. here in the arena for the Buy 'em Now, Own 'em Now, Buck 'em Now auction and make the transition from Bucking Bull fan to Bucking Bull owner. Coming soon to Bucking Bull TV, Bucking Bull Fantasy Games. Each week you'll be able to pick Bucking Bulls for your own team and have a chance to win big bucks if your team does the best. The grand opening of Bucking Bull Fantasy Games on Bucking Bull TV is this July, so start following your Bulls on BBTV now. Bucking Bull TV archives all their programs, so if you miss one, don't worry, you can catch it later. Visit BBTV at buckingbulltv.com for your free access code. You can own a Bucking Bull. No truck, no trailer, no ranch necessary. We do all the work while you have all the fun. Own an exclusive genetic $1 million Bucking Bull and take the journey of a lifetime competing for close to $2 million in payouts. Compete in events just open to $1 million bulls. Compete for payouts that continue to be the highest in Bucking Bull history. Compete at premier events like the Academy of Country Music and the National Finals Rodeo. Join exclusive genetics customers from 41 states and 5 countries for the thrill of a lifetime by owning a Bucking Bull. Learn more about exclusive genetics at exclusivegenetics.com. Live from the link at the Academy of Country Music's Party for a Cause in Las Vegas, Nevada, you're watching Bucking Bull TV's 2-day coverage of the Exclusive Genetics Champions Tour finale and National Bucking Bull Day. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Exclusive Genetics and their Saturday Buy 'em Now, Own 'em Now, Buck 'em Now yearling sale taking place at 4:30 p.m. Check out the catalog on www.exclusivegenetics.com and buy yourself a Bucking Bull. Hi, this is Jeff Bressler back in the Bucking Bull TV studios. I hope you enjoyed the early go-round in the $1 million Bucking Bull and Rider tournament. You know, excitement begets even more excitement, so now we have something special to present to you over Bucking Bull TV and here in the EG Arena at the Academy of Country Music. Earlier this evening, we focused in on the bulls that are standouts to win the Champions Tour finale. From previous years, though, we've learned that different Bucking Bulls peak at different times during their 2-year-old seasons. To accommodate those bulls as they continue their quest for perfection, Exclusive Genetics has established a new competition. The underdog class is open to bulls who did not get a finale slot through the Champions Tour qualifiers and who never scored above 84 points in competition. These bulls will battle it out in just a couple of minutes for $10,000 to win. So these bulls do not have to compete against the finale finalists, but make no mistake about it, you will see some bulls here tonight that will show the kind of improvement that has them telling the world that I am a legitimate contender for the $1 million Bucking Bull Championship. Some of those bulls we're picking to have a breakthrough event this evening include Thumper Bumper, owned by Fairbank, Alaska's own Johnston, Ramir, Kucherowski, and Hale. A local favorite has to be Rough Mother Bucka, owned by Las Vegas's Jamie Franz. Who's Seasick, ready to buck for the Calgary connection, and 2-pair Bucking Bulls out of Alberta, Canada. Pink Wizard will be trying for glory. He's owned by Tammy Pate of Rygate, Montana. Also a bull to look at, Who's Got the Mustard, owned by Brandon Woodruff from Weatherford, Texas. So will it be one of these bulls who rises to the top, or will we all be shocked this evening by the performance of a true underdog? Get ready to find out. Bucking Bull action coming your way in just a couple of moments. Hi. Jerry Hargis back in Las Vegas, Nevada, as we continue
our extensive coverage of the Exclusive Genetics Champions Tour finale and National Buck and Bull Day. In this segment, Jerry, this is an event I'm really going to enjoy watching. It's the Exclusive Genetics Champions Tour Underdog Championship, $10,000 to the winning bull. This is open to bulls that have never scored above an 84. Some very interesting dynamics here, Jerry. There's a number of bulls that try to compete on the highest level of the Champions Tour, didn't make it there, moved down to the underdog class. We've seen a lot of underdog bulls move up to succeed in the Champions class. We've also seen, and what makes this really interesting is, there's a number of owners who felt that they would be out of the money in the Champions class, but didn't come to Sycamore Springs for the last Champions Tour underdog, feeling that their bull would score above an 84. So in essence, they've pocketed this bull, some of these bulls, to come here and try to compete for that $10,000. So a lot of different dynamics going on.
Yeah, it kind of adds a little more strategy to it, and like we talked about earlier, it gives a place for these other bulls to compete, where they're not all compete for one purse. You got two different classifications, and some of these bulls are entered in both classifications. If they hadn't scored 84, you can go ahead and put him in that Champions class if you want to. So it's kind of interesting to see how the owners stacked up.
Now, this is underdog in name only. There's a bull competing tonight that I really like, Jerry. His name's Wheel of Fortune, owned by Jason and Amy Mogg out of Harrison, Michigan. This bull was entered in Sycamore Springs in both the underdog class and the Champions class. Won the underdog class, I think finished third in the Champions class. Double payout. Who do you like?
I tell you what, there's a lot of bulls in there that's got potential, but they hadn't showed up yet. There's a bull who's seasick. He showed us last fall that he could be a good bucking bull, but just hadn't lived up his potential yet. So, it's a bull that any day he could show up and be really good.
Now you're talking about a bull showing up any day to be good. We're talking about bulls in their 2-year-old season, their futurity season. Bulls peak at different times, Jerry.
That's definitely right. Some bulls might not be a 2-year-old bull at all. It might be next year. So, like you say, they're just like human beings. Some kids are good at sports right off the bat, and some kids take a while. So just like these young bulls, we train them and bring them along, and just hope one day that they show up and do what we need them to do.
Two more quick things I'd like to cover before we start bucking some bulls. These are futurity bulls. They do not compete with cowboys on their backs. They have something on their back called a mechanical dummy. Why don't you tell us a little about that, Jerry?
That's right. It's just a mechanical box that's just for weight only. It doesn't shock them or do anything to them to make them buck. It just adds the weight right there. And what it does is when they've got weight on their front, they want to rear up in that front end. So it gives them that buck. The category of judging this buck is how much they come up in the front end. So they put that little bit of weight, and it's not much. That thing weighs, 15 to 20 pounds. And when you're talking about a 800-pound, 1,000-pound bull, it's not all that much. But, it just shows them what we can do without having to put a heavy bull rider on them.
Buck, kick, spin, intensity, degree of difficulty. Those are the 5 categories that these bulls are judged in. Before we watch bulls buck, Jerry, let's talk about the judging. How many judges do we have, and how are the bulls scored?
Right here we've got 4 judges. Each of them have 1 to 25 points. So add that up times 4. You've got 100 point is the best score you can have. And what we talk about is 84 is kind of where these bulls have been so far, 84 and less. So today for these bulls to win, they're going to need to be the mid to high 80s here.
So underdog class, Exclusive Genetics Champions Tour finale, $10,000 to the winner. We're getting ready to buck some bulls in just 1 minute. So getting the chutes ready to buck some bulls. Underdog class getting ready to get underway.
We're going to start with Dick Dial and Catherine Dial's bull, Sheriff Taylor right here. And we got Dennis Davis and Sergio Ramirez back there getting the dummies on. We got our gate man all scheduled, ready to go. And we're going to buck some bulls here. Like they said, we get the Bucking Bull TV crew back, that none of these bulls scored over 84. But you're going to see some of these bulls score over 84 in the underdog class this weekend. I'm certain of it. And Sheriff Taylor's one that sure has the ability to do it.
So Sheriff Taylor getting ready to come out, owned by Dick and Catherine Dial out of Aztec, New Mexico. We'll get in depth with some of the breeding of these bulls. Fever's Rising, she must not be named the cow. Bull scored a 70.4 in the first Champions Tour event back in Orchard, Texas, going in the Champions class. Moved down to the underdog. Jerry had a disappointing 65-point score.
Yeah, that doesn't show the true potential of this bull. So, as an owner, they're hoping he's going to come out and be in that mid-80s and, prove them wrong right here.
So we're talking about Cowboys on bulls buck for 8 seconds. How long do they buck with the dummy on their back, Jerry?
These bulls right here are going to buck for 4 seconds. Early in the year, starts off a smaller amount of time, and as kind of a neat little bull right here, but he's going to kind of have a disappointing day compared to what he needs to be. He gets in there and has a little bit of action, but he just doesn't get in the spin, and unless these futurity bulls get into a spin, they're just not going to score very good at all.
So we were watching some rider bulls a little while ago, Jerry. I think what you see here in the 2-year-olds is a lot of athleticism. These bulls are agile, they're young, they're athletic, so you can see a lot of that really good action.
Yeah, these bulls right here, they're just young and wild. They hadn't figured it out yet. You can see how this bull just kind of goes across there. He doesn't really know exactly what he wants to do, but he does have some buck to him. He gets in there. So these young bulls, you never know what they're going to do, but you look for them to buck and kick and spin right there close to the gate.
So that was Sheriff Taylor waiting on the score of the first bull that went out this evening. Coming up next is bull going to be named Fair Catch. This is a bull owned by the Corsies, Roger and Teresa Corsi out of Guyton, Georgia. Another son of Fever's Rising, Alley Girl, the cow on this bull. 74.80 in Champions Tour #1 underdog. Did not compete in Sycamore Springs and Champions Tour #2. 70 and a quarter the score for Sheriff Taylor.
Kind of right there with those last two scores, definitely not what they're looking for, but, it's a bull that just needs some time to grow up, and I'm sure the owners are going to hang on to him and try him again down the road.
So Fair Catch coming up, owned by Exclusive Genetics, sired by Exclusive Genetics, herd sire Fever's Rising.
Jeff, this bull right here, Fair Catch, is going to be similar to the last bull. He just hadn't figured out. He needs to turn back and spin right there, and he just kind of goes across there a little wild, jumps in there, does a little bit of everything, but not really good at any one thing.
So Corsi's getting involved in the buck and bull business in a big way last year, enjoying themselves out here in Las Vegas.
Getting close, cracking latch here. Dennis Davis and Sergio working on the dummy and flank together.
Fair Catch.
Like I say, right there, kind of wants to spin, but a little bit too late. A lot like that last bull, which kind of goes across the there, kind of kicking and jumping, and doesn't really get into a spin. Not going to be a really high score there, but little bull just needs some time to grow up.
Another bull that's showing potential that he can succeed in the future. Did a couple of nice things during that trip. Just didn't pull it all together like Jerry Hargis said.
Tell you what, it's pretty amazing, though, to have this kind of event where this kind of bull can compete for $10,000 to the winner. $30,500 total in this pot for only 26 bulls. That's pretty good average.
So that was Fair Catch, 2 down, waiting on the score for that bull. If anybody here is interested in entering the buck and bull business, I know a lot of folks have been hanging out here at the arena for the $1 Million Bull and Rider Championship, staying here to watch the underdog bulls and then watch bull and riders coming back a little bit later on. Carl Mitchell is here with the yellow shirt on and a mustache. Talk to Carl about owning a buck and bull. Great guy to talk to. No high pressure there. Just take the time to talk to you about entering the buck and bull business. Talk about entering the buck and bull business. Here's an owner that's a seasoned veteran in the buck and bull business, Bob Wisnat out of Columbus, Texas. His bull is Snakebit, Mossy Oak Mudslinger, Willie's X, 81.60 at the first Champions Tour event underdog in Orchard, Texas. Did not compete in Sycamore Springs, so this could be one of those bulls, Jerry Hargis, where Bob Wisnat had a sense that the bull could win the underdog class if he kept them out of Sycamore Springs and tried to avoid that 84-point score.
That's right, Jeff. Seen a little bit of that strategy real quick. 70.25 on that last bull, almost identical to the one before. They bucked a lot alike. And like you say, Snake Bit's a bull that can be good. And Bob's had some success with these young bulls, so he kind of knows what he's doing, knows how to play the strategy game.
Now we're talking about sires and dams. Jerry Hargis, we've had 2 Fevers Risings. Now we have a son of Mossy Oak Mudslinger. Many of you know Mossy Oak Mudslinger as being a great PBR bull, and we've discussed on Bucking Bull TV in the past. Does a great bucking bull necessarily translate to a great sire?
You know, definitely not always. You know, the really ranked bulls are a lot of times what we might call a freak of nature, you know, and they not always breed great, but Mudslinger right here has been a bull that he proved it young, and he proved it in the arena, and here he goes on to these calves, passing it on. Turns back right there in the gate. Nice little bull for this class right here.
Yeah, nice trip there for Bob Wisnat Snakebit.
We're definitely looking at
tonight, that's for sure.
Definitely looking at a new leader right here for this classification here. Turns back just right there in the gate. Nice little bull, jumps and kicks and spins. Nice little Mudslinger calf.
Now, Jerry Hargis, can you explain to the fans here in attendance and those watching on Bucking Bull TV? I mean, that bull did the right thing, turned back right at the gate. Could you explain exactly what you mean by turning back?
Well, anytime that bull, when they spin, you know, when they're just jumping and kicking down the arena, that's going to earn them some bucking and kick points. But they've got to spin right there in the gate, what we call turning back, to get some points in that category.
So that was Snakebit waiting on the score there. Next bull up will be Toxic Reaper, owned by Norman Bulls out of Thomasville, Alabama. Talk about famous named sires. Chicken on a Chain, the daddy of this bull. Western Diggity, the dam, 82.40 at the first Champions Tour underdog. Went to the second Champions Tour underdog, 80.50. So a nice looking bull here in Toxic Reaper.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. 77.25 on the last bull. Snakebit, 77.25. So he'll definitely move way into the lead.
Now, Chicken on a Chain has not been a great sire, was a great bucking bull, but Toxic Reaper, one of those sons on Chicken, one of those sons of Chicken for a Chain, that Chicken on a Chain, it looks like he might have a future ahead of him.
Yeah, I think this is actually the only Chicken on a Chain son that's out here in Vegas at this event, and like I say, he's just not kicking out the futurity bulls. You know, he may produce some classic winners down the road. We'll have to see, but you know, there's just very few of these Chicken on Chains that's going to do good with the dummy on their back.
So getting ready to watch Toxic Reaper, 77.25, the score for Bob Wisnat's Snakebit, currently the bull in the lead.
Takes him a couple of jumps and turns back to the right. Starts pretty good in the spin, and as he goes, he kind of a little bit. But, you know, he has that spin we was talking about earlier that those first couple of bulls lack. So this is a bull that's going to kind of get up there closer to that, the score for Snakebit. Is watch the replay here. You know, like I say, he knows what he needs to do. He kind of spins right there, but doesn't have all the intensity he needs to do. But, you know, in this category here, all he needs to do is get close to that mid-80s right there.
Next bull coming up, Jerry Hargis, certainly has to be considered a contender to win the underdog class. That's Tippy Toes, owned by Brad and Jamie Bays out of Fairplay, Colorado. Son of the great Major Payne, Wolf Treat, the mama, 84 in Champions Tour #1 in the underdog class. So just hanging into the underdog class with that 84.
That's right. That's about as close as you can get without going over out there. So he took the strategy of holding out and coming back later as the scores come in on the last bull, Jeff.
75.5 for Toxic Reaper, 75.5.
We're yet to see break that 80 point yet, and I know we're going to. We've got 26 bulls here, so got a long ways to go, and there's going to be several good bulls coming up that will get above that 80 point score.
I'll move Toxic Reaper currently in the second position. Brad and Jamie Bays run all the horse equine activities in Breckenridge, Colorado. You ever go to Breckenridge, Colorado, take a trail ride? That's Brad and Jamie Bays and their Breckenridge stables. Also all the carriage rides they have there in the summer and the winter, and the horse-drawn sled rides, all through the facilities of Brad and Jamie Bays Breckenridge stables. So Tippy Toes coming up next.
Another major paying calf here, Jeff. He's kind of like the chicken on chain. He's not going to be a great fertility producer, but these bulls may come on later in the year. That we was talking about earlier. The bulls mature at later points in their life, and I think these will kind of be later. But here's one that's proven that he can buck, and if he does what he has every other time he's bucked, he should be up there in the mid-80s.
Major pains just as they grow through the 2-year-old year, just big kind of lanky, gawky kind of bulls, a little bit all over the place. But seen a few major pains starting to do well here in 2014. Once again, this is Tippy Toes, got to be considered one of the favorites here to win the $10,000 in the underdog class.
I don't think he's going to do it today. For whatever reason, that bull didn't turn back right there in the gate, and kind of made a little circle before he decides to spin. Time is kind of too late, so judges aren't going to have a lot to look at to get that bull up at the 84 that he was the last time. You can see right here in the replay, just kind of kicking at his belly, and one of the categories of judging is kick. And the bull's hind end is coming up, but those legs are staying tucked up under him. To get points in that category, those legs have to be out behind him, extended up. Definitely opposite of what that bull's doing there.
Coming up next, going to be a bull called Gotcha Again, owned by Beth Koblenz out of Houston, Texas. Wildfire to Daddy, Kid Treat on the mother's side. First money started 2014, the sire Wildfire. Also the sire to the 2011 $1 million Buck and Bull champion, OMG. And there's another look at Tippy Toes.
The score comes in for Tippy Toes right there. 73 points, 73 points.
73 in the early going, good enough to put Tippy Toes in third place. Gotcha Again coming up next.
We're going to, maybe Kara can get us a leaderboard there, and we can check out how that's going. So far we're having a little dummy malfunction, so they're switching to our other dummy right here when we can figure out what's going on. But Kara, why don't you put together now? These bulls haven't scored good so far. Remember, it's 10,000 for first, 8,000 for second, 6,000 I think for third, and we still got a lot of good bulls to go right here, and including the one we're fixing to buck.
So changing.
Go ahead, a little shout out to Buck and Bull Pro. We're using these dual latch dummies here. Lance does a great job fixing any kind of brand of dummy. So if you got a dummy that you need worked on or need a good solid dummy to work and buck your bulls, go to buckandbullpro.com.
So when everybody's watching the dummy here, just so you understand, it stays on the bull for 4 seconds, is a remote control release. We're talking about double latch, meaning at one time if you have a single latch dummy, in the business it's called getting hung up. Sometimes that latch doesn't pop open, and Lance Bloyd out of Buck and Bull Pro invented the two-latch system, which is really pretty much a fail-safe system.
Yeah, you got two. If one fails, you got the other one, and like I say, these latches, you got a little remote control on it. You click it, it comes off. It keeps the bull safe, everyone else safe, and with that dual latch system, it's a really good option.
Once again, you want to see some great 2-year-old Buck and Bull action. Buck and Bull TV will be right back here in Las Vegas 2 weeks from tomorrow for the CBR Championship Bull Riding, their Championship Futurity Tour. Great event to watch over at Buck and Bull TV. Had a lot of fun covering that in Lufkin, Texas. That's 3 bull teams of 2-year-old bulls. They compete on a team with the highest 3 teams scored declared the winner. That evening, next Saturday evening, it'll be on Fox eventually. We don't broadcast those over Buck and Bull TV, but the CBR Tough Heaterman Boot Barn Challenge be taking place over at the beautiful Equestrian Center at the South Point Hotel and Casino. Certainly appreciate the South Point Hotel and Casino being our host hotel here at Exclusive Genetics. And Jerry Hargis, anytime we go to the South Point, that's like going back home. That's like spending time in your living room. What a great hotel.
That's how they put us up so many times a year coming out here for all these great events and do a good job of hosting us, taking care of us.
Jerry Hargis always getting up at about, has an alarm set for 2 in the morning to get the $1.99 early bird breakfast at the South Point. I got to try that myself one of these days.
He's got the leaderboard up there, Jeff.
Leaderboard is up. Snakebit is, we had discussed, Bob Wisnat on bowl in first place, 77 1/4. Toxic Reaper second. Once again coming out now. Got You Again. Quick spin and a little bull there.
Got You Again, nice little bull, turns back right there. You know, nothing flashy, just a good solid bull right there, stays in it, spins, kicks, does everything the judges need. You know, now we're finally going to get Kosher at 80-point score. Should have a new leader right here, Jeff.
Beth Koblenz out of Houston, Texas, the owner of this bull. One time really well-regarded college volleyball player, extending her interest in sports to the buck and bull industry. Jerry Hargis, let's take a look at Got You Again.
Nice little repair. Here's a Wildfire calf. It looks a lot like Wildfire. You know, he's a bull that didn't have a lot of horns. Went to the PBRs for a lot of years. They used him as short round. Really good bull. Sired some really nice bulls. And this bull right here, like I say, we'll wait on the scores, but I think he should be a new leader.
And Jerry Hargis, I want you, I've watched a guy that's working the gate, the out gate. He seems a little tentative around bulls around the outgate, but that's not really indicative of who he is or what he's accomplished in the past. Who's working the outgate?
Oh, Joe Baumgartner. I didn't even notice who it was. Joe Baumgartner.
Joe Baumgartner, a great
PBR finalist, made the PBR finals probably 14 years or so. Is one of the best bullfighters going up and down the road for many, many years.
Delighted to have him working the back pens here for this event in Las Vegas. Man, you want to talk about a guy that got himself beat up, man. And kept on coming back and kept on ticking.
I tell you what, he did. He got mowed down so many times, but that's just the kind of guy he is. He knew the bull riders need to get out of there safe, so he's going to step in and take a shot so they didn't have to.
You called it Jerry Hargis, new leader here. Beth Koblenz has Got You Again, 78 points. Coming up now, Drained by Water, owned by Danny Klass and Charlie Thomas out of the Houston and Columbus, Texas. Pinball Wizard, Jungle Water, 77.20 on Champions Tour number 1. He was in the Champions class there. Moved down Champions Tour 2 to the Underdog class. Here he's double entered once again in Underdog and the Champions class.
Yeah, it's the first bull we've seen so far that's entered in both classifications. So, actually this bull has a chance at winning a lot of money right here. Not going to do it today. This little calf has got a really intense, and I seen that bull. He has potential, but he just hadn't turned back.
Yeah, Pinball Wizard, many of you might remember, a great PBR bull, a little small compact bull like Drained by Water. Pinball Wizard was a quick spinner. This bull not following through in his daddy's footsteps to get into that quick spin.
Yeah, he's going to have to call up and get some pointers from his daddy, Pinball Wizard. He was always real juicy right there in the gate. And I don't know what, these young bulls, you don't know exactly what calls them not sometimes when they have in the past. This bull's got a ton of electricity when he does do it right, and he can really get in the air. But, it's kind of frustrating as bull owners, but they're just like young kids sometimes. They don't always do what you want them to do.
Charlie Thomas, who owns Drained by Water, another great sportsman, former owner of the Houston Rockets basketball team. Big car dealer in the Houston area, changing delivery sides now to the right-hand delivery. And Jerry, question we ask you quite frequently. We talk about left-hand deliveries, right-hand deliveries. Why would one bull be favored left-hand versus right-hand?
Well, most of the time on these futurity bulls, whatever direction they spin, if they spin the left, you want them coming out with their left side first. That way they're more apt to turn back right there in the gate, because like we talked about on these futurity bulls, where spin is a major part of it, the sooner they get into spin and start making revolutions, the better it is for the judges.
So the score there, 51 and a half as we move over to the right side. And Jerry Hargis, we're at the Academy of Country Music, Party for a Cause, 2 big entertainment stages here. New area of Las Vegas, Cola Link has one of the world's largest Ferris wheels. Obviously you haven't been on the Ferris wheel because they don't have a $9.99 meal special there. It takes about a half hour to do one complete rotation. And the thing is, it's enormous. I think it's like one of the biggest structures in all of Las Vegas.
I tell you what, you can see it from all around, and You know, I work for a slave driver named Jeff Breather, so he hadn't given me 5 minutes off to go get on that thing. I barely had time to get a corn dog.
I'm going to take a ride there later on. Big Legit coming up next. Big Legit, owned by Exclusive Genetics, son of Big Tex. Legitimately Juicy, one of Exclusive Genetics' great cows, the mama. Third with 83 points in Champions Tour 2 in the underdog class in Sycamore Springs. So, excuse me. This is Big Legit. Now I'm looking down in the next book. But Big Legit, owned by Exclusive Genetics. Last bull that is unsold that's eligible for the 2014 $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. Billy James has a lot of faith in this bull as he continues to see the bull progress both in competition and training sessions.
That bull's not going to do his deal today, but, you know, that bull's bred really good, you know, out of a bull Big Tex that was on the PBR Tour as a short round bull for a lot of years, and Legitimately Juicy, one of the bulls on the EG Ranch. But, you know, these little calves just kind of wild, just scattered across there, and sure enough didn't do what he needed to do today.
So that was Big Legit running off. Wait on a score for him. Those dummies look spiffy, sort of like race car-like, getting that fancy Exclusive Genetic logo treatment on them.
New logos, new flanks. I tell you what, Dennis Davis in style right here.
They have like some sort of minor league bungee jumping deal out here. Maybe I'll try that a little later on. Minor league deal. Next bull up is Easy Street. This owned by Dick and Catherine Dial out of Aztec, New Mexico. Dick Dial likes those Fevers Rise. Another son of Fevers Rising out of the same cow as Big Legit. Legitimately Juicy. This bull did really well in Champions Tour 2 at Sycamore Springs, finishing third with 83 points, Jerry.
Yeah, we're hoping to see a bull get into the 80s. Yet to see that yet, but, you know, he's scored 83 before, so you know he can do it. I'm sure the owner's just hoping he does do it today.
Once again, $10,000 on the line in the Underdog Championship. Current point leader, Got You Again, owned by Beth Koblenz out of Houston, Texas. Just a little while ago, that bull scoring 78 points.
Well, about a third of the way down the list. I tell you what, that $30,000 payout is still wide open for any of the 5 spots they're paying out.
Easy Street certainly has to be considered one of the favorites to win the Underdog class here tonight for the Dials. Getting ready to pop the latch. Here he comes, Easy Street. Whoa.
Oh, that has a bad day. I tell you what, you know, you never want to see these bulls fall down. And main thing you want to do when they fall down is get that dummy off so they don't hurt themselves anymore than they might have. And as you can see, he gets up, he's running around good. He's not going to take an injury today. But, you know, another bull just didn't quite live up to his potential today. Gets out there kind of wild and just can't keep his feet, which happens a lot of times in these young bulls.
What I liked about that bull, Jerry Hargis, is he took a pretty good fall, but once he got up, he started bucking again. He had a lot of life in him. He was no quit. So that was Easy Street. Wait on a score for him. Obviously, with that fall, not going to have a respectable score tonight. Coming up next is Unknown Fever, owned by 2J's Buck and Bulls, Leap of Faith Buck and Bulls, Bob Wisnat, B&B Services, son of Fevers Rising, another nice cow, She Must Not Be Named. This bull's solid 82.40 in Champions Tour, number 1 in the Champions class. Scored an 80 and a quarter in Champions Tour 2 last month in Oklahoma. So Unknown Fever coming up next. Leap of Faith Buck and Bulls, 2J Buck and Bulls, part of the partnership that owns the 2013 $1 million Buck and Bull champion, ZY He's Twisted, who many of you saw buck a little earlier today with Cowboy in his back for the first time. Codrick Murphy in the $1 million Bull and Rider tournament.
Jeff, here's another bull that's doubled entered in the Champions class. And you know, where you look back at his previous scores and both of them been above an 80, you would think, well, this bull surely would get in there. And you think you do. That's why you enter them and pay your money to go show up. But, you know, you never know what they're going to do. But if he does, I mean, he's a clear leader right here as it's wide open.
Still waiting on that first bull break the 80-point mark.
It's a nice little bull right there. It takes him a jump or two to get in it. Then once he does, he gets up and a little bit in the air. You know, doesn't have a ton of kick, but right there left and has a little bit of juice to him. You know, is what they call a intensity on the judging category.
So Unknown Fever, solid performance for him here this evening. Part of the 2J Buck and Bull partnership of Jimmy Janes and John Janes here in Las Vegas tonight, along with Michelle Simpson and Teresa Workman. Coming in from Kansas, Bob Wisnat here from Texas. So that was Unknown Fever. Dirty Little Secret's going to be coming up next, owned by Henry Mladenka out of Patterson, Texas. Major Pain, Mama Trash, Champions Tour #1. This bull scored an 80 in the Champions class, moving down to the underdog here tonight.
Jeff, looks like we've got a new leader. 82 points.
82 points, Unknown Fever. First bull to break that 80-point mark here in the Underdog Championship. So Unknown Fever, now the point leader, 82 points. Bumping out Gotcha again, who had 78 points.
Right there sitting on $10,000, so see if he can hold out for the rest of these bulls right here.
Dirty Little Secret up next. As mentioned, Henry Mladenka out of Patterson, Texas. Patterson, Texas, known for one of the best crawfish joints in Texas.
His little bull turns back to right, gets it on right there. He comes up in the front ends, got some buck, got some kick in the back end a little bit. You know, good little bull, especially for the underdog class.
You know, what he doesn't maintain in athleticism, he just, there's a bull that gave a lot. He gives a lot of try for what he has, for the tools that he's been given as a bucking bull.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff. And that's what this class right here is all about. You know, these bulls may not have been born with all the tools that they need, but, you know, some of these bulls definitely try their heart out, you know.
So waiting on a score for Dirty Little Secret, now coming in to shoot on the right-hand delivery. Who's Got the Mustard? Owned by Brandon Woodruff out of Weatherford, Texas. Avalanche, the daddy. Jumpstart the Mama, Champions Tour #1, solid 82.20 score in the underdog class. Did not compete in Sycamore Springs, so Who's Got the Mustard coming up next. Dirty Little Secret, 81.5 points.
Back-to-back scores in the 80s, about what we was looking for. You know, it took us a while to get there, but now they are. Hopefully these bulls start bucking a little better.
And once again, Jerry, as you were alluding to, you look at that bull, Dirty Little Secret. This is a bull that, if there was not a class like an underdog class and really had to compete against the big dogs, just would not be successful. And here tonight, he's in a good position to collect a check. Who's Got the Mustard coming up now?
Well, I tell you what, this is a little bull that's got a lot of potential, probably as much as any bull in here. But you know, he comes back out and tries to turn back too close. He gets hung up in the fence and just goes down the fence line right there. You know, just not going to get it done tonight. But a bull that the owners are probably going to wait on for down the road because they know he's going to be good. As he give the fans a little dose of reality, a little dirt in the face right there.
Yeah, Jesse, our cameraman, covering his first Buck and Bull event on the replay camera, has not covered a Buck and Bull event and almost got killed, but just was trying to laugh it off, did not step back, maintained his station on the camera. Brave man, Jesse. Thank you, Jesse. Jesse Barnett. Who's Got the Mustard there?
Once again, Carl's, if you want to talk to somebody about owning a buck and bull, you got Carl standing here at the side of the arena, the guy in the black hat and the yellow shirt. If you're interested in owning any of these bulls right here, just talk to Carl over there. Real nice guy.
52.5 is Who's Got the Mustard. Did the runoff deal there. Hard-Headed coming up next, owned by Forshay Weston Neeson. Another son of Fever's Rising, Jungle Kitty. First money start here for Hard-Headed in the underdog class. Now, Jerry Hargis starting to put the dummy on this bull. What's the procedure here? Because when you watch, if you're watching this for the first time, you see Dennis Davis got a hook in his hand. Exactly what is that hook for?
I tell you what, just it makes it safe on him and the bull both. It's a curved hook where you can reach under there and hook the let it go on that dummy there. It's got a real soft padded strap that goes underneath, kind of snugs up around their chest. It doesn't get extremely tight, just tight enough to hold it on. Main thing, we don't want to hurt these bulls in any manner. Same goes with the flank strap. It's a real soft cotton rope. It's not pulled very tight in there, and all that does is give them something to kick at, so that the dummy makes them come up in the front, and the flank usually tries to make them kick in the back end. As that bull shows, he got a ton of kick, but it just didn't have the spin, and he tries to there at the very end, but just a little too late, Jeff.
But Hard-Headed showing a tremendous amount of potential there, that he certainly has the tools to succeed.
That first jump had a lot of kick coming out of there, but just kind of scattered across the pin, and sure enough didn't do what he needed to.
So we're going to go changing back over to the left-hand side once again. Once again, we're watching on Buck and Bull TV, the Underdog Championship as part of Champions Tour Finale Weekend National Buck and Bull Day Championship. Stay with us on Buck and Bull TV in just a little while. We're going to come back with the second section of the exclusive genetic $1 million Bull and Rider tournament. Let's take a look at the chute gate, Jerry, and it's a two-man operation. We have somebody pulling the rope to open the gate and somebody popping the latch. Pulling the gate is, by the way, Dr. Neil Hooper, renowned retired surgeon from Texas A&M.
That's right, Jeff.
Yeah, he enjoys pulling the. But why don't you talk to us a little about the coordination involved and when the gate men know to start their job?
Well, the guy behind the scenes putting the flank on is, in his case, most of the time it's Dennis Davis on these bulls right here. But he's going to make sure that bull's looking, whatever direction the gate opens from the bull side. If the bull's standing and the gate's on his left side, we call that left-hand delivery. And most of the time, a bull owner's going to put the bulls that turn back to the left on that side over there. And, sometimes these bulls kind of fool you like that one there. He's on the right-hand delivery, but it goes out there and eventually turns back to left. And sometimes kind of make you scratch your head on, well, which side do I want to put these bulls on? And you just got to kind of try, see what works with some different bulls. They like different ways. But like he's talking about the latch man, he waits for the flank man to give him the nod. He cracks the gate, and then in this case, Doc, he'll pull the gate open and get it clear so the bull doesn't hit it or hurt himself.
And that gate is no piece of newspaper. I mean, it's heavy opening that gate, and it's heavy popping a latch. It takes a lot out of you doing that throughout an entire competition. Coming up next, bull that's got to be considered one of the favorites here to win the $10,000. That's Thumper Bumper, owned by Johnston Ramir, Kucherowski, and Hale, Pinball Wizard, Kid Tiger. This bull scored an 84 in Champions Tour #1. He stumbled in Champions Tour 2 in Sycamore Springs. Made a good recovery coming back in a training session. Certainly Jerry Hargis Thumper Bumper has to be considered one of the favorites here tonight.
That's right, Jeff. He is. If you take a look at the leaderboard up here, you can see the new leaders coming up. Unknown Fever, 82 points. Current leader for that $10,000 check.
Dirty Little Secret in second place, 81.5. Got you again, 78 Snake Pit, 77 1/4. Toxic Reaper, 75.5.
That's the halfway mark, too.
So we've come halfway to the $10,000.
Hard-headed, I don't know if we called that the score, 60.5 on hard-headed, 60.5.
Once again, the payouts here, $10,000 to the winner. $8,000 for second, $6,000 for third, $4,000 for fourth, paying five monies, $2,500 for the bull that finishes fifth.
Jeff, this second section doesn't step it up. We might have a bull that doesn't even score 80 to get the $2,500 check. That's pretty amazing right there. Little bull, a lot of kick. Finally turns back out there after a few. He kind of does it late, but boy, he really gets it on. That right there, we're talking about these bulls have the potential. They just hadn't put it all together. That bull's got a lot of skills. He just needs to learn how to use them, and that'll happen as these bulls grow up and get bigger and stronger and faster.
What you're really looking for, obviously, in the buck, kick, spin, intensity, and degree of difficulties for the bull to do it all in one fluid motion. And as you mentioned, that bull just has a lot of tools, but showed it at different parts during that trip and just didn't pull it all together tonight.
That's exactly right, Jeff. This bull's got a ton of kick coming out there. It goes way too far across there. He turns back, you know, really juicy. Got a lot of spin, kick, everything right there. Really neat little calf.
So that was Thumper Bumpers, who wait on the score for him.
Another Pinball Wizard calf. You know, that Pinball Wizard looked a lot like that. You know, really small calf, really juicy. When he spun right there in the gate, though, he was a really nice bull for a long time on the PBR Tour.
I like Pinball Wizard as a sire, owned by an exclusive genetic customer. Chuck Rogers out of Reed City, Michigan, has that bull back home in Michigan where he stands as a sire. Coming up next is 73 and 3/4, 73 and 3/4 for Thumper Bumper. Coming up next, Who's Seasick, is owned by the Calgary Connection, two-pair bucking bulls out of Alberta, Canada. Son of the great, prolific sire, possibly the greatest bucking bull sire of all time, Houdini Slick Sees the Cow. 83.60 in Champions Tour number 1. Fell off in Champions Tour number 2, 62 and a quarter points. This bull also double entered in both Underdog and Champions class, getting it on here tonight.
There we go right there, Jeff. That's what we're looking for out of this bull. You know, we knew he had it in him, and this bull sold money last fall and won a little bit of money out there at Vegas, and showed to his guys. He's got, like I say, talk about the tools. You know, right there, he gets up in the front end, that buck, that kick, spin. He's got some intensity right there, a little bit of degree of difficulty. So this is probably one that's going to be in the leaderboard, and the judges ought to like him pretty good.
Yeah, 82 currently. No, not 82.
82.
Yeah, 82 currently the score to beat. 82.
I think that bull should get a little bit better than that 82-point score. Really nice little bull. Who's Seasick? Houdini calf. Houdini's been a great sire for many, many years.
Got a big score coming in here.
86.
86 points. 86 points for Who's Seasick. And I know big sire relief for the Calgary Connection and two-pair bucking bull, as you alluded to. Jerry Hargis, Billy James ran a promotion during the National Finals Rodeo, all in Players Championship. This is one of the highest priced bulls that came out of that yearling event, now showing his potential here in Las Vegas as he jumps into the lead.
That's right, and he's also entering the Champions class, so, you know, we've got a long way, a lot of bulls to go through tomorrow to see how the 86 is going to hold up, but already he's in the lead for the Champions, or the Underdog class and the Champions class.
Big Tex coming up next, son. Big Twist, owned by David Hale. Twisted Lady at Great Cow, the sire on this one, the cow on this one. Big Twist coming up next.
Little bull doesn't put it all together here, but he's kind of like Big Tex was. You know, he's got some really good across there. Big Tex didn't always turn back and spin right there in the gate, and this bull just kind of goes out there a little further, and I think he'll be like a lot of these Big Tex calves, just take them a little while to grow up and mature.
So lanky looking bull there, got a little bit of athleticism there. That was Big Twist. Nice kick there on the replay. Nice extension. Nice kick.
Yeah, really good kick. Like I say, just like his daddy, Big Tex had a ton of kick. You know, Brian Agnew raised that calf, and Kent Cox hauled him. The Big Tex talking about it. He really had a lot of kick every single time. Even if he didn't spin, he's really impressive. And this guy kind of following up in his footsteps there.
So waiting on a score for Big Twist.
Talking about the 4-judge system here. Each judge has a 1 to 25.
78 and a quarter, 78 and a quarter, 76 and a quarter. 76 and a quarter for Big Twist. Super Shannon coming up next. Owned by Dick and Catherine Dial out of Aztec, New Mexico. Ron and Linda Martinelli from Corona, California. Avalanche, Willie's X, Super Shannon coming up next.
Here's the first Avalanche calf we've seen right here. If you'll remember, Avalanche was a big white bull that was on the PBR chair for a long time. Really hard to ride. He's in the short round for several years there for Diamond S. And, this is another calf that bull himself and those genetics, it goes back to Playboy Skull, a great bull of the finals back in the early 90s. These bulls kind of mature a little later, so that's why you don't see a lot of them doing good in the futurities right here. But this bull, has the potential to be a really nice calf.
Boy, we're in Las Vegas here at the Academy of Country Music, and tomorrow we have the National Bucking Bull Day Championship. 5 bulls have made it to the National Bucking Bull Day Championship, including a bull named Bandy's Bad Boy, owned by the great Mo Bandy, who I think has won awards at the Academy of Country Music 3 times. Not only is Mo going to be here tomorrow to watch his bull buck and try to collect the gold buckle there, but I think Mo's going to sing the national anthem for us, perform right here in this arena. Mo Bandy, the great Mo Bandy, here tomorrow. Super Shannon.
Started out really good. Thought he was going to stay in the spin right there, but he decides to change it up and goes back the other way. And probably not going to score a lot of points because it took him too long to go back the other direction. But as you can see, another bull that's got a little potential to him.
Watching Super Shannon. Turning right back at the gate. Yeah, a lot of positive signs in that trip for Super Shannon.
Yeah, Jeff.
Did a lot of things there, Jerry, but we mentioned bulls being fluid to be really good and just keep on bucking in a fluid manner. And there's a bull, like you said, just sort of got a little hesitant there and just didn't stay in that good fluid pattern the whole time.
Yeah, that's right. For a bull to impress the judges, you've only got 4 seconds to do it. So they've got to really mean business, get into what they're doing, do it hard and do it fast.
76.5 points, 76.5 for Super Shannon. Coming up next, Welcome to the Jungle, owned by Jason and Amy Mogg out of Harrison, Michigan. Son of Pinball Wizard Jungle Kitty is the cow. Jerry Hargis, the Champions Tour program, we had 2 Champions Tour events and we have the finale here. We had the underdog and the Champions class in both. Now, after this, we really separate the men from the bull boys, in that the next chance to enter the $1 Million Bucking Bull Championship is going to be through the preliminary round, taking place in Locust Grove, Oklahoma, where it doesn't make a difference whether you're in the underdog or champions class. All bulls going to be combined in one class. Looks like the start of a flattened out there at the end. That was Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, that bull kind of had a little bar. Started out really strong, got right into it, and then he looked like he kind of lost his footing just for a second, and he hesitated there, and then he kind of lost what he's doing right there. So he probably lost a few points at the end, but started out really strong.
As Welcome to the Jungle, the Moggs have another bull entered back-to-back here. That bull, Little Bucephus, coming up next. Fever's Rise and Miss Juicy. Little Bucephus will be the next bull up as we watch the replay on Welcome to the Jungle.
He was talking about the preliminary earlier, Jeff. After this event, there's only 25 bulls that get to come back in Vegas and compete for that $1 million, but they have to earn that spot through the preliminaries, which will be later in the fall here. So these bulls have a lot of time to get there, and so these bulls like here, they've got plenty of time to step up, but if they're going to be one of only 25 bulls to compete for that $1 million, they're going to really have to step up big time.
A lot of these bulls will enter the open ranks and have the opportunity to compete in some different events during the course of the spring and summer before they get down to business. Try to become one of the top 25 to enter the $1 million Bucking Bull Championship. $500,000 to the winner. That event taking place at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino during the National Finals Rodeo. Big 10 days of Bucking Bulls. Billy James's exclusive genetics Bucking Bull games taking place in Las Vegas during the National Finals Rodeo. Free admission at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino each day. during Cowboy Marketplace.
67.5 on that last bull. 67.5.
Little bit Cephas coming up next. Now, in the exclusive genetic program, we're talking Jerry Hargis a lot about a lot of bulls with similar sires, and that's because in the exclusive genetic program, well, let's take a look at this bull and we'll talk about that. A little bit Cephas.
This little bad start, hips himself coming out. You know, like I say, open the chute gate. And when we say hipped himself, just exactly that is he comes over there and hits the pipe gate. Kind of throws him off a little bit, but he turns back around there to the right and has a little juice, a little gas to him right there, and has a little spin. Got a nice little calf right there.
So a little bit Cephas.
You know, not good enough to move into the leaderboard, but good enough to show the owners that he's got some try and he's got some heart, and they're going to stick with this bull and see how he progresses in his life.
Coming up next, Son of Major Payne. Rough Mother Bucker, owned by Jamie Franz out of the Las Vegas area. Cowgirl Jamie Franz. She must not be named the cow. Rough Mother Buck, another Son of Major Payne that's been showing some potential. Another bull breaks the 80-point mark here. A little bit Cephas, nice 81-point score there as that bull shows that he's got the potential to move on.
81 points, that'll move him into that one of those money spots right there, so we'll see how it holds out, but as of right now, they'll definitely get him a check. Now this next bull here, a Major Payne calf, you know, he hadn't shown a whole lot right here. Really has a lot of fire coming out of there,
Whoa,
but probably not going to spin right there. Has a lot of jump and kick.
Man, that bull had a lot of juice tonight. He's starting to pull it together.
Yeah, he is. That's a lot better than I've ever seen. And like you was talking about, the Major Paynes, they're little late bloomers. They're going to mature later in life. And this bull right here shows some tools to be a good bucker. And he looks a lot like the Major Payne kind of bucked when he was going. You know, real big and long and strong across there. Didn't always necessarily turn back right there in the gate. But, you know, you put quite a bit of weight on this bull right here and put a bull rider on his back, he's going to be pretty tough to twist.
Man, that bull's showing a huge amount of athleticism here tonight, and as Jerry Hargis and myself alluding to, is probably the best trip that bull's ever had. Mother Bucker. Just couldn't get right in a good spin there, but shows a lot of tools.
As you mentioned, a local Las Vegas resident owns that bull right there. So just goes to show, you know, it doesn't matter where you live in the U.S. or even overseas. We got some owners from Brazil and France, so it really doesn't matter where you live. You can have these bulls, and EG can train them and haul them for you.
The old saying in this sport with exclusive genetics, no truck, no trailer, no ranch, no experience necessary. 70.75. Pinball Kid coming up next. Johnston, Kucherowski, Parker, Dace, Van Meter, and Corsi, big conglomerate owning this bull. Pinball Wizard, Kid Tiger. And Jerry, you talk about owning bucking bulls. Here's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 person partnership. So, starting to see more and more in the bucking bull industry. A lot of folks getting together, each buying a piece of a bull just to have that kind of enjoyment to see their bulls buck. Skippy Johnston starting to put together a number of partnerships now.
That's right, Jeff. You know, owning a bull outright yourself can be a little expensive sometimes, but, you know, you get several partners there and it can be a lot of fun. Really nice little bull. Kind of hips himself. Really stout, you know. He's got a lot of juice and gas. That bull did a lot of things right. But, you know, hipped himself coming out there, kind of threw his game plan off. But you can tell that bull really wants to buck right there.
Yeah, he's got the traits of his daddy, Pinball Wizard there, that quick spin.
That's definitely right. If he gets his feet tangled up right there, if he hadn't done that, that bull could have been up there a little higher than he did. You know, that'll probably dock him a little bit, but either way, he should still move up into one of those placings.
So waiting on a score for Pinball Kid.
Pinball Kid, really nice bull. You know, those owners, we're talking about 6 different owners. You know, you can get together with a group of friends or people all across the country, and, you know, these 6 owners don't even necessarily live close to each other, but look at there, Jeff, 85
points. Moves him into second place, 85 points. So he goes into second place behind who's Seasick, that had 86 points. Another bull that Billy James is high on, Chichaco, owned by Skip and Linda Johnston out of Fairbanks, Alaska. Son of Houdini, Squarehead the mama.
Probably getting a few of these higher 80 scores here. You know, Jeff, that's a really nice bull, and if he hadn't stubbed his toe, he could have tied or been in first place. But either way, 85 points, real good, solid score for this underdog class.
85 points, 86. The score to beat, as mentioned, Who's Seasick, owned by the Calgary Connection, 2-pair bucking bulls. Currently holding the lead on the chase for the $10,000.
Second place pays out $8,000, so not too shabby for second, too, right there for that 85 points.
Sand running out of the hourglass, so to speak, as we have 4 bulls remaining.
Little bull kind of got caught up in the sand, kind of lost his feet in there, but, you know, bull really wants to buck, jumps out there and kicks and spins right there. Nice little bull, just, you know, unfortunately kind of lost his footing there and caused him to have to take a few steps to gain his composure. Watch the replay here. Like I say, once he gets in that spin, nice little calf. You know, if you own a bull like this, you know you've got a bull down the road, it's going to be pretty nice.
Can you fix it?
So that was Chichaco. Coming up next, bull named Pink Wizard, owned by Tammy Pate out of Rygate, Montana. Pinball Wizard, Pinky the cow, scored 81 in Champions Tour number 1. Getting ready on Pink Wizard. 79 and a quarter points for Chichaco. Pink Wizard looking up there. I would assume Mesa Pate. PBR Contractor is flanking that bull along with the mama Tammy Pate. Many of you have seen Mesa Pate over the years flanking her bulls on PBR telecasts. Pink Wizard coming up next.
It's really good to see some of the females of the sport coming out. As you see in the Pate family, you know, Tammy Pate and her daughter Mesa, they do a great job handling these bulls. Just goes to show you that, you know, you don't have to be a male in this sport. You know, there's a lot of females coming on doing a great job handling these bulls and really good working with these animals.
Whoop, we don't have Pink Wizard up. It's Two-Way Yo, owned by the flip-flop man, Matt Griffin out of Steamville, Texas. Mossy Oak Mudslinger, Jungle Water, scored 81 in Champions Tour number 1. Competed in Champions Tour number 2, but not in the underdog class. Competed on an EFL team. It's the exclusive Futurity League version of 3-bull teams with some real nice payouts. We'll be talking about that during the course of the weekend. So fittingly in Las Vegas, term used at the crap table, Two-Way Yo, Matt Griffin, CPA by day, here in Las Vegas by night. Buckable contractor and crap shooter. You must see him at the midnight supper at the...
Yeah, when I'm walking by to eat my morning breakfast, Matt's still on the crap table in the morning.
Just winding up. Matt, a great guy, CPA out of Steamville, Texas.
Matt's one of these guys, you know, it shows you don't necessarily have to be an old school cowboy to own these bulls and have a good time in the sport. You know, Matt is who he is. He's a good guy. He's got a great family, you know, and he just shows up and he has fun with these young bulls.
So let's see how Two-Way Yo goes. Once again, Who's Seasick, the score to beat, 86 points, currently sitting in second place. Nice son of Pinball Wizard, Pinball Kid.
Having just a little tad bit of trouble with this bull in the chute right here, so Matt's going to make sure he's got him right, and before he nods his head and tells him go ahead and swing the chute gate.
I like Matt. He feigns aggravation all. He just gets that little head shake there when things aren't going right, but great guy, Matt Griffin.
Matt's got a bull to be out later tonight in the rider event going postal. Won a lot of money for him in futurities, did a lot of good, and we'll see how he does with the rider later on this evening.
Yeah, hey, don't go anywhere. As Jerry Hargis has mentioned, second section of the $1 Million Bull and Rider tournament taking place. Got 10 of the great young cowboys, couple of seasoned veterans competing on Exclusive Genetics best 3, 4, and 5-year-old bulls. Section 2 of that going to be taking place in just a little while, so don't go anywhere.
Taking just a minute. Make sure the dummy's just right. Back there in the back, if everything's just not 100%, they're not going to put that dummy on the bull's back. Because the last thing we want to do is have that dummy sit there and hang on the bull and make them keep bucking the arena. Every second they keep bucking, just a little more chance of injury. So next year, don't want to do anything to hurt these little young bulls. They're our pride and joy, and these guys that own them, they take great care of these bulls. I mean, they get the best nutrition. We've got buck and bull nutritionists that make sure they're getting the feed and the grain, everything they need, just like a lot of professional athletes. We've got supplements and everything else to give these young bulls and give them the best hay. And so definitely when you show up to an event and pay a lot of money, you don't want to do anything to hurt these bulls.
Leaderboard coming up. Who's Cisick? As we are mentioning, the current leader at 86 points. Pinball Kid, 85 points. Unknown Fever, 82. Dirty Little Secret, 81.5. And Little Bacifus, half point behind that at 81 points. Those are your money bulls currently, with 3 bulls remaining. As we mentioned, back here again in Las Vegas, Nevada, 1 week from Saturday for the championship bull riding CFT. They're 3 bull 2-year-old teams, Champions Futurity Tour, 10 a.m. Pacific time over Buck and Bull TV. Following Friday and Saturday, we'll be in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, south of the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area for our first SEBRA event of the season. That's Southern Extreme Bull Riding. Come back to Texas in May, where we'll be covering a CBR Horizon Series Tour event in Baytown, Texas, south of Houston. So that's a little bit of home cooking for us.
I'm really excited to do these SEBRA and these Extreme Bulls and these CBR Horizon Tours. These young kids come up the ranks, just like we're talking about these young bulls here today. They got to earn their keep in the SEBRA and come up, and a lot of the great PBR stars of the day, like J.B. Mooney, they cut their teeth at the SEBRA events.
Yeah, SEBRA, Southern Extreme Bull Riding. One of the founders of that, great Jerome Davis, PBR bull rider out of Archdale, North Carolina. J.B. Mooney, of course, from the Carolinas. Josh Faircloth, Brian Cantor. So a lot of good cowboys coming from the southern part of the East Coast. Two-way yo.
Well, another little calf didn't get in the spin early enough. Has a ton of talent right there, as you can see when he turns back. Really nice little calf. Matt's got from now the preliminary to really work with that calf and try to get him turned back a little closer. But today he's not probably not going to earn a check.
So as we mentioned a little earlier, Jerry Hargis, we're looking at a bull, Two-Way Yo, has had the opportunity to compete a few times since the year turned. Now, next big event in the Exclusive Genetics program, the preliminary event's taking place in the fall. So you'll take a look at a bull like this, Jerry. What would your recommendations be over the next several months?
You can go about it 2 ways, Jeff. You can give this little calf some time off and let him think about it a little bit. And then go to bucking him, and he's one of those calves that you keep working with him, and you just got to buck that calf. If you're wanting to play a futurity game, and that's the end goal of this year, try to compete for that $1 million, that you just need to buck that bull. He's either going to get better or he's not. So there's only one way to find out is to keep bucking him.
I would assume Matt Griffin going to be taking that bull over to Gilbert and Julie Carrillo's 4 C's in Stephenville. Great PBR rider. Gilbert Carrillo has a beautiful arena in Stephenville. Gilbert will be here tomorrow in the Champions Tour finale. 76.25 points for Two-Way Yo, 76.25.
Now we're moving on to Pink Wizard and Tammy Pate, the flank woman here. I'm sorry. Her daughter Mesa helping her out there.
So Pink Wizard, another son of Pinball Wizard, coming up next. After that, only one bull remaining. That bull, Blackjack Wizard. Once again, Pink Wizard went a little out of sequence before, owned by Tammy Pate, Rygate, Montana. 81 in Champions Tour #1 when that bull competed in the Champions class.
So we're looking at 81 right now, sitting in 5th place. So, you know, if this bull does exactly what it did last time, he'll get a chance at the check. But, you know, if he steps it up a notch or two, he can definitely get in there in the bigger money. Right here, turns back to the right there. Really nice little calf, as long as he doesn't weaken too much. Weaken just a tad. Really nice little calf. You know, I could talk about the tools. You know, he jumps out and spins and has a little speed and intensity to him. So, yeah, I'm sure they're really happy about that bull right there. So watch the replay here in the background. You can see they're overlooking this bull. Really proud of this little calf right here.
Yeah, Tammy Pate, I see all excited. They're behind the chute, so she's certainly happy with the progress that Pinball Wizard's been making over the winter into the early spring.
Waiting on the scores to come in, but I'm thinking the scores will be pretty good, and this bull ought to move up in one of those money spots.
86 the top score once again, 85 holding second position. Pinball Kid, who's seasick in the lead, waiting on the score for Pinball Wizard with one bull remaining.
Calf's got a lot of kick there. You know, it's hard to teach the bulls to kick, and this bull's got it, so that's something you really got to work with.
Respectable score there of 83 points. 83 points for Pink Wizard.
83 is definitely going to get her in the top 5, and no matter what, she should be walking away with a check here.
One more bull remaining. That's Blackjack Wizard, owned by 2 pair of bucking bulls. Pinball Wizard, Jungle Water. Nice score for this bull in his first out in Champions Tour #1. He was in a Champions class, 82.80, moves down to the underdog class here for the championship, Jerry. What's that? Oh, wait a minute, 2 bulls remaining, excuse me. Both 2 pair bucking bull entries still remaining.
Calf right here, Pinball Wizard, as a lot of them have been. Yeah, kind of gets a little bad out right there and then stumbles, you know. Right here, that bull really gets it on right there at the end, but it's after whistle, so it's not going to do any good. But that's a calf right there. We'll probably look at it coming in the preliminary. Pretty nice bull right there. Just didn't quite get it all together before the whistle right here today. You can see in that replay, the bull kind of hangs his horn coming out of there, so it causes his head to kind of be sideways, didn't get his best shot, and then when he does get straightened up, he loses his footing a little bit in the sand. So it's really frustrating, you know, when you own a bull like that. But, you know, right there, what he's doing right there at the end, you know, shows a lot of potential. And down the road, I'm sure that bull will get a lot better.
So if I'm not mistaken, Jerry Hargis, this is our final bull, double cross owned by 2 pair bucking bull, Wildfire Pinky on the mama's side. Pinky was also the mama to Pink Wizard that we just saw a little while ago. 64 3/4 points there as we come up on our final bull of the evening.
You know, Jeff, we got this last bull, and they're doing the Raminator deal. It's 5 minutes on. Then we're going to introduce some cowboys and go right into our final section of bull riders. So y'all keep your seat. We're going to keep the bulls coming.
They do a little bit of everything here at the ACM Fan Jam. You know, they got the monster trucks roaring in the background,
Monster trucks
crashing cars, and
crushing trucks, yeah, right behind us. Getting ready for the final bull here, acting up a little bit in the box. Never like to see bull acting up in a box. That's something they should be doing out in the arena. Take some valuable strength out of the bull. So that was the final bull. Jerry Hargis, for all intent and purposes, to be back after a commercial, but it certainly looks like Who's Seasick, owned by the Calgary Connection, 2-pair bucking bulls out of Alberta, Canada, will be declared your underdog champion with a check and a buckle for $10,000. We'll come back with the final leaderboard in just a moment. You're watching the Exclusive Genetics Champions Tour finale dog class from Party for a Cause at the Academy of Country Music. Right back after these commercials to wrap it up.
She's got the top 5 final leaderboard and then what it paid for the 5. 2 different slides.
Jeff Bressler and Jerry Hargis back in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Academy Country Music Party for a Cause at the beautiful Lincoln. We've just concluded the underdog class. This was a class for bulls that have not scored an 84 or above in their prior competition, and it was a good competition, Jerry. And I think a big sigh of relief for the Calgary Connection and 2-pair bucking bulls, as we mentioned during the bucking. Who's Seasick went for a lot of money this past December at the National Finals Rodeo and Billy Jane's All-In Players Championship, and I think has finally come to the point where we could see why that bull went for that much money. And he scored an 86 points. More importantly than that, he shows that he's primed to collect a spot for the $1 million Bucking Bull Championship.
That's right, Jeff. You know, he walks away with $10,000 right here, 86 points. Really nice score right there. You know, and like I say, recoup some of the investment for those buyers.
Finishing second, Pinball Kid, 85 points. Third position was Pink Wizard, the Tammy Padone Bowl, 83 points. Unknown Fever finishing fourth, 82 points. Dirty Little Secret, 81.5 points. 5 monies were paid out. Let's take a look at the payouts here, Jerry. We're gonna. That's for the. There we go. Underdog class, 10,000 to the winner, 8,000 for second, 6,000 for third, 4,000 for fourth, $2,500 the top 5 payouts.
You know, we started off a little slow, but these bulls started really getting better. And it's really amazing. You can take the second tier bulls and still have a $30,000 payout, pay $10,000 at first. So these bulls that normally wouldn't have a place to compete, now they can compete for a lot of money.
Absolutely. So it was our pleasure to bring you on Bucking Bull TV, the Champions Tour finale underdog class. Jerry Hargis, we had a great time a little while earlier. If you missed it on Bucking Bull TV, you could always watch these broadcasts on our archives. But we had the first section of the Bull and Rider tournament. We're going to be coming back in just a little while with the second section. 10 top bulls, 3, 4, and 5 years old, going against 10 cowboys. Had the first section a little while ago. Top bulls tonight compete tomorrow in the big final showdown, 6 bulls, 6 riders.
Yeah, but a little bit different. You know, earlier we saw only 3-year-old bulls. We're now going to get some of those older bulls, the 4- and 5-year-old bulls, that a little more seasoned, you know, a little bigger bulls, and so it should be pretty exciting watch.
So we'll be back in just a little while with the second section of the $1 Million Bull and Rider Tournament. For Jerry Hargis, I'm Jeff Bressler. You're watching extensive coverage of the Champions Tour finale, National Bucking Bull Day, and $1 Million Bull and Rider Tournament on Bucking Bull TV. We'll be back in just a little while.
Of a lifetime has come to Las Vegas. 12 genetically packed yearling bulls, all eligible for the $500,000 first place payout in the 2015 $1 Million Bucking Bull Championship, are being offered for sale. Not only can you buy a bull, you can also watch him buck right after the sale. Make your plans now to join us on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. here in the arena for the Buy 'em Now, Own 'em Now, Buck 'em Now auction, and make the transition from Bucking Bull fan to Bucking Bull owner. Coming soon to Bucking Bull TV, Bucking Bull Fantasy Games. Each week you'll be able to pick bucking bulls for your own team and have a chance to win big bucks if your team does the best. The grand opening of Bucking Bull Fantasy Games